Talk about a close call. Keys says she was sitting inside this car about 5 minutes before this huge tree came crashing down. Surveillance video from this store shows Bruno walking in the middle of the street shortly after 1 a.m. He's heading west, then walks out of the picture. He hasn't been seen since. Residents say news of this violation proves the water isn't safe to drink. However, city officials insist that's not the case. When taking your precious pooch to a doggy daycare, they should have kennels that house dogs like Charlie comfortably. Dogs must also be given the proper food and clean water. But who's checking to make sure these requirements are being met? Help is on the way for Flint residents frustrated with what they call a failing water system. This week, we could find out if the Saginaw School District plans to close another school. They brought water from their homes that looked a lot different than this to show exactly why they're so frustrated. And many were hoping to get answers and solutions to the problems, but they say they're more frustrated now than ever. About 200 residents packed into the Flint City Hall Dome tonight, many bringing with them bottles and jugs of brown, dirty, and cloudy water they say came straight from their tap.
We got elderly in my neighborhood alone that need fresh water. This water's not fresh.
The water is running out the faucets yellow and brown. People are breaking out with rashes and stuff, so it's clearly something wrong with our water.
These residents say they haven't felt safe drinking or even using the water since Flint stopped getting water from Detroit and started getting it from the Flint River last year. Gertrude Marshall says she now has rashes from bathing in the water.
I've always been a healthy person all my life, but since this thing started happening, my body's been rashed like maybe the last 4 months.
City officials organized tonight's meeting hoping to inform residents about the city's old water system and the process now in motion to repair it. Some experts say even though some residents have water that's discolored, it's still safe for most people to drink.
I understand the frustration of people and the difference they've seen in the quality of the water, but at the same time, my job isn't to look at the aesthetic issues. My job is to look at the health and safety of the water.
Stephen Bush says even though the city was found in violation of the drinking water standard, progress is being made to get the access level of that disinfection byproduct under control.
The city is taking steps to correct the issue, and that we're hoping that it'll be back into compliance.
But most people still left tonight's meeting disappointed that more isn't being done and fast to get them water they aren't afraid to use.
It was set up. They didn't come in to tell the truth. They just came in to tell us what they wanted to tell us.
Many residents said the city should go back to using water from Detroit until all of the issues with Flint's water system are resolved. But city officials say that's not going to happen. They're going to continue using Flint's water system. They're going to repair it and continue using it until the KWA pipeline is ready. Reporting live in Flint, Kristin Moore, WNEM TV 5. It is cold, it's windy, and now the snow is starting to fall. We made several calls to shelters and warming centers across mid-Michigan, and many of them are full tonight. And that's actually a good thing because being out in this kind of cold for too long isn't safe.
Very delighted that this place opened their doors up to the homeless people.
Latrice Starks has fallen on some hard times, but she and her 5-year-old son are two of nearly 50 people out of the icy cold and wind tonight, thanks to the Catholic Charities Warming Center on Chippewa Street in Flint.
I'm not proud of it, but it's something positive going on in my homeless situation.
We don't turn anyone away.
Lawrence Hall runs the warming center. He says the doors are open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. for anyone in need of a break from the cold. No appointment necessary.
I try to house as many as I can, but our sources are limited, 45 to 50, you know, and sometimes I may get 5 more people, but, you know, and I try to tell them, hey, I know it's not what you want, but you don't have to be out in the cold.
With wind chills around 20 below zero expected by morning, being out in this kind of cold for too long can be downright dangerous. Latrice Starks is grateful she and her son don't have to worry about that, at least not tonight.
I can be away from, you know, the cold weather. I can come in here, we can chill. You know, we don't have to be around negative family people, that we can just have a peace of mind being here at this center.
And that's definitely a good thing. Now, when it's this cold, the risk of getting frostbite is very real. So if you're going to be out here, even for a short amount of time, make sure you're dressed for the conditions. Hats and gloves are definitely a must. Reporting live in Flint, Kristin Moore. Family and friends of Ken Grunow have been posting these flyers and searching everywhere they can think of. They say they have no idea what happened to him, but tonight they're hoping he's still doing okay.
I got a call at 2 a.m. that he was missing and they couldn't find him.
It's been almost 72 hours since Kelsey Edson was told her husband, Ken Grunow, was missing.
I don't know what happened. I just want him home safe.
The 27-year-old attends college in Detroit, but was home for the holidays last week in Genesee County near Davison. The last time Edson heard from him was Friday night. He was heading to the Otisville Hotel bar with some friends.
The friend said he looked like he needed some air, that he was a little drunk and needed to breathe a little. They went outside, he wasn't speaking coherently, and she went back inside to go grab his best friend Jeff.
When they got back outside, Grunow was gone.
He left his coat inside and his debit card inside, and he's been missing since.
Grunow was on foot. His friends started looking for him immediately, and they haven't stopped.
We've searched the area thoroughly, checked ditches, contacted anyone he might have known.
Family members say surveillance video from this store shows Grunow walking in the middle of the street shortly after 1 a.m. He's heading west, then walks out of the picture. He hasn't been seen since. What happened to Ken Grunow? Where did he go and why? Questions his friends and family say they don't know the answers to, and his wife says getting those answers isn't even important.
At this point, what happened doesn't matter. Why it happened does not matter. We just want him home.
I'm told a missing persons report has been filed with Michigan State Police, and they are investigating the case. Meantime, a private search and rescue group has agreed to volunteer their services. They're bringing their dogs out to search the area tomorrow morning.
This is WNEM TV5 News at 11.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Kristin Moore here in the First Warren 5 Weather Center with meteorologist Daphne DeLauren. Daphne, we have been dealing with this frigid weather for a while. Please tell us that a little bit of a relief is in sight.
Well, it is.
Great. Thanks, Daphne. We've got breaking news happening right now in Texas, where police say a man has taken at least 2 people hostage inside a hospital near Houston. Here are live pictures coming in right now from the scene. Officials say the situation began in the critical care unit of Tomball Regional Medical Center at about 7 p.m. Houston time. Continuing coverage now, ongoing water issues in a local city has hospitals in the area now taking extra precautions. Medical facilities using water from the Flint River system are making changes to the way they filter it. Hospital staff members are paying extra attention to how they treat certain equipment that uses the water. Health officials tell us most area hospitals already take extra steps like filtering to make sure the water is safe for patients. And if you live in the city of Flint and have concerns about the water issues, a special town hall meeting is being held where you can voice your concerns. Flint City Councilman Eric Mays tells us he and Carrie Nelson will host a public meeting this Tuesday. Several local leaders and water officials will be on hand to answer questions and address concerns. The meeting will be held at Antioch Missionary Baptist Church on Stewart Avenue in Flint. Again, that's Tuesday. It starts at 6 p.m. New tonight, the search is over for a new director of Saginaw County's Animal Control Division. Leanne Ridley has been selected for that job.